You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or find us on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron and Tyler Hebert, with special guest Cousin Doug and the members of the GCBBW.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Hebert.
Doug.
That's right. We welcome you to the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all your info, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube by searching WNS Video, iTunes by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com, or not .com, just WrestlingNewsSource.
.org.
.org.
Not .org.
.net//iTunes. And the other two?
That you will not say.
I will not say.
And for Twitter, if you want to follow us, it is WNS Podcast. And for the main site, WN Source.
That's right. We welcome you to a very special show. Joining us on the show, as you heard in the intro, we have a couple members from the Gulf Coast Power Pro Wrestling. We have, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Curtis.
Yay! Curtis. And?
And Jared Wayne.
Yeah. And like,
Yeah, lick in the mic.
Yeah, we'll get it. Just don't lick it.
Yeah, don't lick it.
Don't lick it.
Game school.
So, welcome to the show, folks. We've got a great show going on for you. Going to kick things off what happened on SmackDown this past week. To kick off that show, if you happen to notice, we posted it on the page. It was kind of entertaining. The cameraman taking a little tumble at the opening segment between Christian and Randy Orton.
Cameraman took a bump.
He took a little fall. Did you guys happen to see that?
No, I don't even know when SmackDown comes on, man. Sorry.
I think it's still Thursdays. I'm not.
No, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think you'll be good.
You're saying they still do SmackDown?
Yeah.
They do?
I
Okay.
think so. It's not very relevant, but I think they're going to be moving it to WWE.com. Sort of like
Probably, yeah.
Superstars NXT, something like that. Doug shaking his head no. Why are you shaking your head no?
Always have the best match.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, they do have good matches.
They give the matches time.
Yeah. So, it wasn't too bad of a show. We found out that Daniel Bryan will be announcing when he's going to be cashing in at his Money in the Bank briefcase, and that will be at WrestleMania. During one of his promos with Michael Cole, he said, he's going to do what no one else has done, and that's announce when the briefcase is going to be cashed in. But I think his history or his mind is just a little clouded because RVD,
has done before, yes.
Yeah, RVD happened to do it at a One Night Stand for ECW against John Cena a while back. So, do you think they just happened to go out there and say that just because RVD isn't with the company, and so they can let him say that what's a new person who's never done this before, or do you think just his mind
I
slipped?
think they assume their audience.
I don't know if anybody's really going to remember that, to be honest. I mean, unless you're just a true wrestling history buff guy, like me or
I don't think I'm
Danny
a true
or
history buff.
Cousin Doug or anything like that. But it could happen. But it'd be kind of cool if he did do it at WrestleMania. So that'd kind of be a little different. Have somebody go over, and then next he comes steal the thunder and cashes it in. That'd be kind of sweet.
That would be kind of nice. I know this is like jumping way far down the road, but who do you guys see possibly being the World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania for him to take the belt off of if he were to succeed?
Sheamus.
Sheamus?
I like Sheamus.
I don't know. Like, I'm way more interested in the fact that if he called it this far in advance, they have to book him strong until then, which he hasn't been in the past. So.
That's very true.
I would like to see Christian.
Christian? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it's nowhere close for us to start making predictions like that, but, it's fun to see. Also, Daniel Bryan's going to be having a new YouTube account and saying that he will bury, not, Tyler Hebert.
Yeah,
not that kind of bury.
That kind of bury.
But he will bury anyone if you go to his...
Will he bury Manilow?
But if you go to his page, he will bury someone for you, which poses the question, will we ever see Daniel Bryan versus Tyler Hebert in a bear con? Who's going to bury him?
That would be awesome, but I don't think it'll ever happen.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you've met him a couple times.
Yeah,
so
I have, but
next time, just like sucker punch him or something. Just take him out. Yeah. Give him a bear hug. So also on SmackDown, we had Mark Henry taking out Kane. So that's going to be sort of making him the dominant big guy, I guess, in the SmackDown roster, taking out Big Show and Kane. But Kane was also spotted at Comic-Con this past weekend. Seemed okay, but I guess they're going to give him time off to heal some past injuries on that.
You ever seen Kane, like pictures of Kane when he's in like a polo? It just like creeps me out.
No.
Really?
I saw him do that political ad campaign.
When he dresses normal, it's so weird just because he's got, the shaved head and the
yeah. That is kind of weird.
He always wears like polos and stuff too. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So it's definitely very interesting.
Does he golf?
What?
Does he golf?
I don't know. That'd be interesting to see. So, but getting out of SmackDown, moving right on into what happened on Raw this past week. We had the WWE Championship match, Rey Mysterio versus The Miz, to start off the show, in which Rey Mysterio was the victor in that one, becoming the new interim WWE champion, I guess. Well, what would you think they're even calling it?
They were announcing it as like the new champion. So.
Yeah, and they had a little post-match interview with him saying, to his kids, "Daddy's coming home with the gold" and stuff like that. It was kind of a weird scene backstage. Did y'all happen to catch it?
Yeah, Rey Mysterio being WWE champion, I think he was just holding it because Cena must have been in the bathroom, so they needed to do something with it real quick. Until he came back,
match somehow.
Yeah, so I think that's what probably what they should call it, but it is what it is.
It's going to have a Rey Mysterio heel turn saying, "Oh, I got screwed out of the title only one night into being a WWE champion. I deserve it."
Yeah, I don't like it when they do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it cheapens the belt, it cheapens what it's supposed to mean, and it makes the guy look weak.
Not to mention that there still is a WWE champion.
But
He still has the belt.
I don't like it, just like Curtis said, but I see why they did it. Because knowing that Punk was back, you weren't going to get the same reaction at the end of the night.
Yeah.
When Punk held it up against Ray, it wouldn't have been the same reaction.
Yeah. So, I guess that's going to...
it sucks, but I understand why they did it.
Yeah, I guess that'll probably set up for SummerSlam coming up.
Champion versus champion?
Quite possibly.
We've already seen that before. A couple of years ago, several years ago.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
No, okay. I've seen that match before.
I think so. So also we have a little bit of interesting news. New theme for Dolph Ziggler. It's pretty much the same theme, but it's just a slightly different, modified version of it. Perfection indeed. So he had his match, and following his match, screaming, "Follow that, follow that." So I guess he's making an open challenge to anyone in the back to, come out and put on a better show than he can. So
it wasn't that great. It was a good match, but. The finish was kind of botched a little bit there with this finisher, and then he put it into the sleeper hold or whatever with Devin Bourne. But, other than that, it was still a good match.
I kind of like having the sleeper hold being used to actually win a match nowadays. Because, for years it was, you never really saw it that often. They'd always drop it at 2, then once they drop for the third, they'd pump their arms up and get out of it. But I like that they're using it as a submission.
You guys find it alarming that Vicky still at this point gets more heat than Dolph? Instead of Vicky sucks the whole match. And not Dolph sucks or whatever.
It is kind of weird that they do that. I think they need to give Dolph Ziggler some more mic time. Maybe have him come out on his own.
She's really good at getting heat, but it's almost overshadowing him.
A little bit.
Maybe they need to wean him off.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I think that he should probably come out one week and, Vicky won't be there.
He did, like you were saying, he showed a little bit more fire.
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how that turns out. Moving on in Raw, we had the Tag Team Divas match, which featured Kelly and Eve versus Melina and Maurice. And this match only lasted 2 minutes and 43 seconds, give or take. And not even long enough for a bathroom break.
Yeah, I think that was 2 minutes. What was it again?
2 minutes and 43 seconds.
2 minutes and 43 seconds longer than it should have lasted. Obviously...
Well, that's not...
Obviously, they're very attractive, but they have different careers that they should have pursued other than... It's just... And Finlay, I guess Finlay still trains the Divas, no?
No, Finlay's been released.
But I don't know. I just don't think... whoever's working with them just isn't quite. It's just allowing them to settle for whatever they're doing, and it's just crap.
Yeah,
it's crap. The moves are halfway done. They're not even. I mean, they don't even bump. You don't even see them bump anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Doug, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, like to Jared's point, it's like, yeah, they're pretty, but I mean, come on, let's be honest. You can open your laptop and find better looking women for free.
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, here's the thing that really sucks is you got Gail Kim, Beth Phoenix, Natalya, who can actually work.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're lucky to see them on Superstar
against models that just because of their looks they got the job and now they're getting a push. They can't really work. I mean, like I said, it's a shame that they're wasting three of the best talents that they have in that women's division, just sitting them on the sidelines.
Mm-hmm.
Even Snooka's daughter, whatever her name is, I don't know what her name is, but
Tamina.
she's a real worker, and it ain't like all these other ones who, like I said, go to development and learn a few moves, and then they get thrown on TV and yada yada yada.
Oh, let's put them in a evening gown match or a pillow fight,
right?
It's not even that entertaining anymore. It's not even that long of a match. So I mean, they need to find someone. Or, I mean, they have the talent. They just need to get them out there and
maybe they'll bring Sarah Del Rey in with the Kings. That would be nice.
That would be nice. That'd be pretty good. Interesting little bit. We had Triple H addressing the state of the WWE, I guess, coming out and reinstating good old JR back to commentary.
I want some of his barbecue sauce. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, we have to go online and purchase some.
Okay.
It's available at WWEshop.com.
Plug.
Cheap plug.
Yeah, shameless plug. So head on over there and get some of the barbecue. And apparently if you mention it on his Twitter account or whatever, he'll retweet. So if you want like a free whatever.
Shout out, free tweet out.
Yeah, let's go with that. So during the state of the address for the WWE, R-Truth coming out, cutting quite the interesting little promo, talking to someone but no one, and Triple H, sort of returning the favor, I guess. I thought that was kind of funny. I
thought it was kind of sad, and I think like Truth's like actually trying to get himself over, but they just like they make him too much of a joke.
Yeah.
See, I think he is over though that way. It's something totally different, and I think that's what helps him get over, and people are responding to it because here he is talking to little Jimmy or Jimmy Joe Bob or whoever, and I think that's what's giving him that push. And I'm glad to finally see that he's getting something.
Yeah.
Besides being a mid-carder. I mean, he's still a mid-carder to me, but I mean, at least he's a little bit higher up in the food chain now.
Yeah. I mean, I guess because of the whole the Punk promos that we had the past few weeks, it sort of just threw R-Truth back on the back seat. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But John Morrison making his return, another big return for Raw.
He wasn't re-signed. He was never like.
Yeah, I caught that. That was like a miscue or something. Or
I think they were just trying to they were trying to be like, oh, we got some people coming back, like with the Punk thing, but like tease it with like Jim Ross and whatever.
Yeah. I mean, well, maybe they'll hint at, oh, we re-signed him to a new contract or something like that. We extended his contract. Well, I know, but I'm just saying that it could be something they did. But with this feud, I'm guessing it's going to go into SummerSlam between Morrison and R-Truth. Do you feel like do some of you guys feel that they're just going to be putting R-Truth back to mid-card by doing this?
I hope not, but they probably will. I mean, for some reason they're pretty high on John Morrison, and he's got a good look. He's pretty talented. He does some with that poor car or whatever the hell they call it stuff. I mean, that's kind of different.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I just think John Morrison really is not going to be the top dog in the future for WWE in my eyes. I mean, I see guys more like Ziggler could pull it off, or Sheamus, other guys like that. I just don't see Morrison breaking out of that deal.
Yeah.
He's not that great on the mic either for a babyface. Like,
yeah, he
kind of sounds dorky like me or something. I don't know. He talks weird.
He comes out and makes like the weird jokes and stuff like that.
As a heel when he's on the.
I don't know.
But what
maybe they should just put him and Miz back together for a little while or something.
But I mean, like, what about R-Truth? Do you think this is a step back for him?
I don't know if it's really a step back. I guess it could be because right now the whole looks like it's going to be Punk Cena thing for a while, kind of going, or a Punk Revolution thing or something. So it probably is a step back for him, but like I said, I really enjoy the gimmick that he's doing right now. I think it's pretty funny with him talking and to himself. And
you're about to get got.
That's right.
It's very, very interesting. And speaking of Revolution, we happened to see Zack Ryder come out, continue
woo.
You know it.
You're gonna skip over the whole Triple H segment. I think it was kind of important to talk about. God, sorry, I'm used to being on that side.
You have to talk.
You want to switch sides? Would that make it?
No.
Oh, okay. Just curious.
You're gonna skip over the whole Triple H segment because I think that was pretty important.
Okay. Well, I mean, would you like to?
Well, I mean, I just think that it's his quote unquote first night. He's taking over the in Vince's place, and he does 30 minutes of
he did a lot
dicking around with R-Truth and Michael Cole.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. You would think because at that point we didn't know that Punk was back, or you weren't supposed to know, or who knows if he was supposed to have known at that time or whatever. But you think as your first night, taking over, that would be more serious things to address than that.
Yeah.
I just thought it was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting to see how the way he handled it. You figure he would come out and say, okay, I'm in charge now. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's where the company's going to go from here. But yeah, sort of like what you said, he kind of just poked fun at Michael Cole and R-Truth for 30 minutes and just kind of went on from there.
And I mean, it's good to have Jim Ross back, but is Michael Cole Triple H's biggest problem right now? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I'm glad to see JR back. I think that Michael Cole should probably go to be a manager for someone, I don't know, maybe Tyson Kidd or something like that. Someone who isn't all that over, but could get some serious heel heat. Thoughts? Anyone?
Just stick him on SmackDown because I don't watch it. So that's good.
That's probably the easiest way. But
because I can understand Michael Cole more than I can Booker T. So sorry.
Yeah. So definitely have to see where all this goes. But yeah, Michael Cole being put in a match by Triple H against Zack Ryder.
Triple H.
Yeah, coming out to the King of Kings theme and having to spit the water, which proves Michael Cole will do probably anything to have people laugh at him. So I mean that's one good thing about him.
Who was it on the Facebook page complaining that the match didn't go long enough? That exactly how it should have went.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were complaining because they wanted to see more Zack Ryder. They wanted to see more of what he's got.
I think that's coming. I'm just
I think it's just a matter of time.
They shouldn't have had a legitimate competitive match.
Yeah, I think it was good to have Zack Ryder come out because the fans have been wanting him for a long time, and so it's sort of just their way of saying, hey, here you go. He won too. Hey, added bonus. All right, check out his next show on YouTube.
I guess when everybody was talking about Zack Ryder's little YouTube thing that he does every week or whenever he does them.
Mm-hmm.
I was really wanting figured I was gonna see this huge reaction Cena gets when he come out because he's so over, and it was nothing. It's there's that guy that we watch on YouTube. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, well, that just kind of shows how many people just watch Raw and how many people are involved in the internet wrestling community. So, I mean, yeah, he's not going to get the biggest pop, but there are a lot of people out there who
and he probably will.
him.
He'll probably will get that pop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I noticed when he did his little woo 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 thing, people were chanting it with him. So, hey, it's cool. I mean, it's something different. I hear it's pretty good. I never watched one of his little episodes.
It is pretty funny.
I heard they're pretty funny. His promos are always pretty funny in the back. So, when they shoot something and he's around. So, but. I think that's one thing that's going to help him get further in this business is he's getting over and he did it himself and not by a writer doing it.
He almost got over despite the WWE. It's almost like they didn't they didn't care what happened to the kid, and he was just well, I'm going to get over despite you. I don't know. Yeah,
I mean it's sort of the opposite effect of what happened to Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy was kind of looking for that, and it just didn't.
He's still looking
for to get out of WWE. So
that's true. That's true
what he
too.
says, man. I don't believe anything that guy says.
Yeah,
he likes grapes.
Yeah,
I think he was looking forward to his local double cheeseburger than anything else. He had the muffin top tights going on.
Oh yeah,
and shocking his girlfriend.
Tase, not shock. So, so I may have missed a couple of matches when writing up for the show, but the main event of the match of the night was John Cena versus Rey Mysterio for the WWE Championship, or I guess the new WWE Championship, which looked exactly like the old one. So
yeah, that's one thing I really had a problem with on that thing. I mean, they have a belt. They have their J-Mar, who's a great belt maker, and he takes 6 years to get you a belt if you order one from him, because if Vince calls and says, I need a belt, he's going to make a belt real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You figure Vince would or somebody would have called and said, hey, we need a new championship belt. Can you design one and get it to us ASAP? Instead of running upstairs to the merch table and go, hey, I need this belt for this first match here so we can keep it going on to the next one.
Some little kid,
it's
saved
like,
up enough to order one on WWE Shop.
Get this ugly ECW belt made, and at least do something different besides that. I'm tired of seeing that belt.
Yeah,
and I love belts. I got belts galore. I'm a belt mark.
I don't have that many belts,
but right, come on. I mean, go old school with it or something.
Yeah, I mean,
because last week we had a question about favorite championships, and we kind of went around and said, "Do you have like a favorite belt?"
Yeah,
my favorite belt from back in the day would probably have to be the big green gold belt from WWF back in '84, I think, when Sheik won it, and then Hogan later took it. But that was my favorite belt. It's like I said, it was way different than most belts out there, and that was probably one of my favorite belts out there.
Very nice. Yeah, they were talking last week that the what was it, the Open the Dream Gate belt for Dragon Gate. Yeah, that was their favorite, at least current. So yeah, not too bad. We posted a picture up on it on our Facebook. If you haven't gotten a chance, go check it out. WNS Podcast on Facebook. So Cena ended up getting the win over Mysterio, which, I mean,
no surprise.
First reaction for me was like, man, what a way to ruin a Raw.
First reaction is like when they put Ray versus Cena, you knew something was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as Triple H made that match or whatever, I was like, yeah, we know what's fixing to happen in this one. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And it leads back to what some people were saying, sort of like about The Miz, like, oh, he's not believable. You can't believe that he can beat someone. Well, how do you expect The Miz, or not Miz, but Rey Mysterio to beat John Cena?
Right.
Like if he can beat people like The Big Show and whoever else you put in front of him, how can you expect Rey Mysterio to beat him? So like for me, I was sitting there watching that match. I'm like, this is not believable for me. Like yeah, they work the leg a little bit, take out some of his strength or something like that.
It was a pretty nice little match.
I mean, it was okay, but like
I like the sweet STF reversal into STF.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice to see, but like,
not that I thought Cena was actually.
Yeah, but you automatically knew he wasn't gonna be able to submit him just because it was like, oh, really? Like his arms are so short that he's barely getting himself around him.
Yeah,
it looked really nice.
Obviously,
and not to mention, Cena can press the Big Show or whatever.
Super
so
Cena.
He can. I'm pretty sure he has the leg strength to stretch his leg out and be free of that. But I mean, it was a decent match, but it just wasn't very believable for me. But Cena ended up getting the win, and then we had a nice little, static break and a new theme being played. Not really new, but
new to people who don't know that theme.
Yes, the Cult of Personality being played over the arena, and John Cena looking around, wondering what's going on, and then we see the original WWE champion, that being CM Punk, walking out, sporting his Best in the World t-shirt, which, by the way, people purchased on eBay because it was the night, for Money in the Bank, they were selling that shirt, exclusively. And so people were selling them on eBay for, $200, $300, even $500.
What?
Yeah. So just because it was like, the one night event, and so people, going up on eBay trying to purchase it. Now available on WWEshop.com for $24.99 plus shipping and handling.
And now not anymore.
Well, yeah, it's sold.
They're back ordered.
Already sold out. Yeah, something like that.
I guess to make the people from eBay not feel so bad, those shirts got the date for Money in the Bank.
That's true too. So it is a little more rare.
Is that worth another $450?
Yeah. So Punk making his return, holding his belt higher than John Cena, sort of a as a symbol that he's the real champion.
Looked taller in the ring.
That could be.
He's not taller than Cena.
It looked like it, like on Raw. It looked like it was.
Well, whenever he held his belt up, his belt was higher. So But anyways, overall thoughts. It was a pretty good Raw. A lot of good returns. A lot of interesting change. You thought it was a letdown, Doug?
I thought it was a huge letdown.
Well, just for Punk or overall?
Well, mostly Punk, but I had high hopes for the angle. I thought they lost all the heat they had for the angle by bringing it back too soon.
Yeah, I agree because
they have like no patience, man.
Yeah, I totally agree because they had the let's have Punk go to go to Chicago and take pictures with the baseball players, and let's have this little Comic-Con invasion.
As soon as the Comic-Con video came up, I knew. I was like, yeah, right, they're dropping the ball on this one.
Well,
because why does he care? Like, answer me this: he did what he set out to do. He left the company with their belt on his own terms.
Mm-hmm.
Screwed a little stuff up on the way. Why does he care? Why does he need to come back?
Yeah,
I felt like the whole roles were reversed. Like the WWE was just like, whatevs. He's gone with the belt.
Pretty much.
They should have been like, that's our belt. That's our history. That's our lineage.
Absolutely.
We're going after the belt.
Absolutely.
And he should be like, whatever. I got the belt. I'm done. What do I care?
Yeah. I mean.
Like, why is he showing up and taunting them?
I liked. I can understand him taunting him.
I mean, he's probably going to get faced, by default almost, out of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason that he would show back up.
Yeah. I mean, it was good because, he would go there and he would taunt them and stuff like that. So that was sort of, a ha-ha sort of moment for him. But, I like the part where he would go to the indie shows and, stuff like that. But,
he did one. They could have.
They should have strung it out much longer.
Bare minimum, he needed to be out, to SummerSlam. And I know that's tricky because how do you sell SummerSlam without the focal point of, your hottest angle? Well, hottest angle in wrestling.
Yeah, well.
But still, I mean.
Well, they could have ended it at SummerSlam. I think they could have done it a little different. If it was me, I'd have had the music playing, and I'd have had the show in with just the music playing. Okay, why do we got this song playing throughout the arena?
Yeah.
And keep it up each week until SummerSlam. And then if it would have been me, I'd have had it to where it would have been Punk, Cabana, Hero, Castagnoli, all come out as a group. And make it like the old Radicals did back when Benoit.
You listened really intently to his, but whenever I said that, whenever they asked the stable question, you're like, whatever. Not gonna happen. What good? It's gonna be good for 2 weeks, and then he's gone.
I think they should have done it more like the Radicals when they brought in Benoit, Saturn, Guerrero, and Malenko. When they came in, they were like, they just left WCW. They jumped over. They coming out of the crowd, or they had their big thing, but. Yeah, it kind of really just killed the whole Punk angle, and that's what kind of sucks about it. They had a good one going. It was the best work shoot out there going, period, in the history probably, and they just pulled the plug on it too soon, I think.
Yeah.
They should have the patience. It's like WWE is either gun shy and they won't pull the trigger on something they should, or they blow their wad too soon. It's like there's no medium ground there.
Mm-hmm. The first thought that ran through my head whenever I heard the Cult of Personality was, Cult of Personality. So I was thinking maybe Colt Cabana. Maybe he would come out and say, no, you're not the real champion. Don't worry. Or, if we, did continue the storyline, make it a little bit longer, have Punk show up at more, indie shows, show up at different places, show up on the talk shows and everything like that, and then make his appearance at the end of SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So, John Cena retains against whomever, and then Punk walks out and they have to stare down. That would have set up for something a little bit later on. But yeah, they definitely, ruined that angle because after Raw went off the air, they posted a WWE.com exclusive video saying, or having Punk, grabbing the microphone, simply just holding up and going, "I'm back," and then he drops the mic and the music plays and he walks off. So they it killed it.
Or if they want to tease it a little bit, they could have done it different. They could have had, instead of him coming out in his gear, which was kind of retarded. But
was kind of weird.
He could have came out of the crowd and stood at the guardrail with his belt, looking at Cena, and Cena looking at him, and just that way. Oh, look, there's Punk. Is he back or is he not? Or something like that. Kind of keep teasing it.
Yeah. Or since they're not really supposed to say the name, they'd be like, "Is that's." Oh my gosh, something like that. Look, King, or look, JR.
Yeah, like I said, it really sucks because it really got people to start watching WWE again that didn't because of this.
I mean, the internet broke over this thing. Like, it was literally broken. Like, I mean, there's been so much talk. I mean, I don't know.
It's just one of those.
They dropped the ball huge. This could have been like a really special angle.
This could have been a few months going.
Yeah, I mean, like they could have. I mean, my opinion, and this is me just like fantasy booking, is like a little bit different than Curtis's, but I would have kept him off TV, like period, not even with the teases. I just think like people assume that the audience has like ADD and they're booking to people who can't remember what happened like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, just weird. I mean, it goes back to what you were saying about Big Show. He gets hit by a car and then 3 weeks later he's walking. Yeah,
he does a stretcher job.
Yeah, so just it's they just really need to. I think they need new writers or something.
Some of it you also got to look at their age group that they're booking for.
Yeah,
I mean, WWE itself is not marketing to our age group. They're not marketing to, I mean, you're looking at little Jimmy, 12 and under.
Yep.
Okay, and little Jimmy cares about John Cena, and we can complain all we want, but what they do works for them. And yeah, I think definitely with the CM Punk, them dropping the ball on that, they had an opportunity to make a whole lot more money with it than they could, because that was actually an intelligent angle. But when it comes to the little stuff, like even the little stuff with Michael Cole and Triple H being in the ring too long, maybe making fun of 12 and under digs it.
Yep.
It makes money. Zack Ryder was in there for just a second. Everybody complained because he wasn't on TV or he wasn't getting a match. He gets a match. It doesn't last long enough and people can complain.
Yeah.
They gave you what you wanted. You wanted CM Punk, they gave you CM Punk. You wanted Zack Ryder, that's what they gave you.
Yep.
It wasn't, they're not booking for that age group.
I just thought, like, and even beyond the CM Punk angle, I thought it kind of seemed like there was, like, a change coming, like, with, like, them giving Dragon, like, Money in the Bank and giving Christian the belt. It just kind of seemed like there was this move of we're going to maybe book towards, like, some of the older fans or...
Unless they're just, like, taunting people.
Well, that's what they always do.
Yeah. I mean, they just need new writers. They need people who follow wrestling, who watch wrestling, to actually write wrestling, and rather than hire people who do soap operas and stuff like that, because it's just stupid.
I agree. I find it crazy. Like, I don't understand, like, because the wrestling business, like, I don't understand, like, how people who, like, come from, like, outside of the wrestling business should have, like a job like that.
Yeah.
Because what do you know? I mean, what do you know?
Mm-hmm. So.
I mean, I fantasy book, but I should never have a job, like,
So, yeah. But moving on out of that, the probably the most talked about topic that's going to be coming up for a while is going to be the recent release of the greatest wrestlers of 2011.
Oh, dude, can I go back before?
Yeah.
Before we go on, did anybody see the CM Punk on Jimmy Kimmel thing? That was pretty awesome.
I read about it, but I did not see it.
I have not seen it yet.
Get online and look it
I will definitely have to check it out.
I won't run it for you, but it was pretty funny.
Okay. Well, I'll check that out. But they have released the best wrestlers of 2011 so far. Miz coming in at number 1, and I mean, you have to agree that he's had a very good year. He won Money in the Bank. Ended up he had the U.S. Championship. He was a tag team champion. Ended up cashing in, being the WWE champion. So all in all, I would have to say he did have the best year as far as that goes. From Money in the Bank to Money in the Bank. I mean, what do you guys think? Should he have gotten that? Should he have gotten that spot?
What is the list? Is it of 2011?
They say of 2011, but I think it's like.
Well, yeah, you gotta. Yeah.
So.
Wait, who's in charge of the list? Is it the
PWI, ain't it? Is it Pro Wrestling Illustrated?
I think it was like
the top 500.
Something like that.
That's like a half like kayfabe magazine anyway, so that's gonna have a lot to do with like if it's PWI, it's like predominantly kayfabe magazine if you read it. So that's gonna have a lot to do with how they rank the people.
Yeah. But I mean, as far as Miz being number 1, would you agree, disagree? Who would you put as 1 instead?
I'd leave it at 1. I mean,
yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. Is to see if I would put someone else there, I'd have to think about it a little longer than we probably have time for. But I don't have a problem with it.
He did have a good year, though. That's true.
Okay.
Also, that I don't know if it's next week or the week after. I don't know, but he has a busy week. He's going to be
No,
hosting.
I think it's this week.
This week?
Yeah, this going week.
I know one of the things he has to do is he's going to, what is it,
He's throwing out the first pitch at a baseball game.
Yeah.
And then he's
after show for
the
MTV Rivals. He's going to be the host
of the post show. And then he's going to be on, what was it, George Lopez?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Not George Lopez, Rivals.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, wait a minute. But, yeah, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com for all the information on that as far as, timing and stuff like that. Although if you're listening to this on Saturday, it doesn't really matter. Or Sunday.
Richard Morales.
Oh, taking a shot. Speaking of shots, WWE Slingshot.
That was perfect.
Thank you. Oh, I tried. No, that was horrible. The iPod, iPhone app or whatever, the WWE Slingshot, basically
It's
an Angry Birds knockoff.
Angry Birds.
They have released a SummerSlam edition on iTunes for absolutely free. So if you wanted to wonder what that game was all about, feel free to go and download it, check it out. I mean, it very well could be on there, but I mean, you never know. But yeah, just go over there and check it out. You only get 2 playable characters, that being John Cena and Randy Orton.
I'll pass.
Yeah,
I'll pass.
I mean,
that's why you gotta buy the regular version. You can get all the other characters.
Yeah,
still good.
So, but yeah, so go over there and check it out if you're interested.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I'll check it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're interested.
Emphasize the if.
Yeah, big if on that one. But moving on, we have a new segment for this week. We're getting to our other one in just a little bit. This one's going to be called Cousin Doug Shoutouts. Cousin Doug!
I'm Doug. Yeah, anyway, dude, I just want to shout out to some people who voted for me in the poll. So I got Austin Rowe, who we already shouted out.
2 weeks in a row.
I'm going to shout him out again.
2 weeks in a row.
And Johans Uhlhausen, I believe. If I butchered your name, I'm sorry. I'm from Texas. I can barely pronounce my own name. And Jonathan Robin Branch, thanks for jumping on the Doug wagon. Keep fighting the good fight.
Doug wagon.
Survey says.
Are you going to teach them how to Dougie?
Dude, you cut me off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Survey says go.
Survey says. Another one for the good guys. All you did. Whatever. No one said it with me. Scott Hall, Survey says.
So that's your Cousin Doug shout out. To support Cousin Doug, head on over to our Facebook page, WNS Podcast. Show him your support. Let him know that
you love him.
You want him for the lovely third spot on this show.
Yeah, poke him if you want to.
Yeah. But now
I still want Bobby Hasty to help me move.
But now we're moving on to our other segment, and that would be Bear Puns.
Rawr.
Yes. It's going to be in danger, the Bear Puns. It's in danger of possibly being the last one, because last week's Barograph was just amazing. We had just so much fun with that one. Guys, you got to step it up on this one. We didn't have that many 2 sentences Bear Puns on this one, so we're calling out. Unless we get a Bearography for next week, then we're not getting anything. So this could possibly be the very last Bear Puns.
How do you feel about that, Tyler? If the segment,
if it's not good enough, like I said, I won't read.
No. How would you feel if your segment went away?
I would cry.
You're gonna make Tyler, don't call me a bear, cry.
Come on, people, step up your game.
If you don't step it up. So here could be, for the possibly last time, the Tyler, don't call me a bear pun of the week. And we have, what was it, 4 or 5? No, we have 4 choices for this week. So, Tyler.
You have to pick it.
Yeah, go ahead and pick one out there that you like, and let us know who it is.
Can I help?
I mean, if you want to help.
I'll let Doug pick.
Doug's going to be picking. Okay. And once again, while Doug and Tyler deliberate. Yeah.
Man, y'all weren't kidding when you said these kids need to step their game up. After the Bearograph, none of this is
funny.
You're gonna have to pick. I can't even pick.
So we have here are the choices for those who are listening: Nick, Charlie, Bobby, and the latest Doug.
I think Johans is the better one because he voted for me in the poll.
Okay, I'll go with his.
All right.
I am disappointed. I'm just let everyone know that.
You can hear it in your voice. You're so bummed out right now.
Daryl's sad, and no one knows who Daryl is.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'll just go with Joe Haynes, Johans. Okay, I'm not gonna. That's Doug's fan. Okay. Very good podcast once again.
Yay! And that was your Tyler Don't Call Me a Bear pun of the week. Submit your bear puns going over to our Facebook page, WNS Podcast.
And if it's not good enough, I'm canceling it.
Yeah. This is ridiculous. The other one's Nick saying Tyler A. Bear should start calling his fans Team Barrett. Charlie, Ben Karen can't bear the fact that Tyler A. Bear has a better last name than him. And Bobby, bear in mind, I will invade the podcast. So... still waiting on that. So moving on into the Q&A portion of our show. That'll be your questions and our answers. Whereas Tyler is smiling so widely.
Our questions and our answers and our answers.
Yeah, and questions somewhere around there.
Doug.
So
teach him how to Dougie.
I already said that. God, and I got cut off for it because I was cutting off Doug. Sorry, Doug. I apologize for that.
It's all good.
Okay. So, first question comes from, man, you're going to have to tell us how to say this name. Johannes? Johans?
I think it's Johans or
Johans. I don't know. You got to let us know.
Let's go with Johans.
Let us know somehow. Yeah.
Yeah, we're sorry. We're not being funny. We just really don't.
We
really are from Texas. We really don't know.
You can say stupid Americans or something. Yeah. I don't know. I don't care. Whatever.
But thanks again.
Asking, which of the WWE under/mid-card guys would you push?
Guess go first.
Me?
No, guess.
Oh, okay. Guess can go
Man,
first.
that's a tough one.
On this one. Who would you like to give a push to?
I would probably say, if I had to guess, I'd probably have to. I'm thinking of two names. Probably either Evan Bourne or Daniel Bryan. I'm just gonna have to, just because I think he deserves it more than half the. He can really probably outwork half those guys on the roster anyway, but. I think he deserves it more than anybody, really. And maybe now with this Money in the Bank, he will get his good push. But I'd have to say between Daniel Bryan and Evan Bourne would be my two choices.
Very nice. Jared? Hop on up here.
I really like Santino to be pushed. I just don't.
He actually.
The only thing is, I'm just not too sure that a comedy spot makes too good of it. You know.
Yeah, you can't really take him serious as a champion or something like that. You know, although his Intercontinental Champion run was pretty good with the honky tonk counter, the honkometer. But he actually got injured on Superstars this past week.
Oh, really?
Got his nose, I think, broken or something like that. So he might be wearing a protective mask or something. So. Okay, so Santino for you. All right, Doug, Tyler.
I'm not for sure if he's still a mid card or not, but what about Jack Swagger?
Yeah, he's sort of mid to under. Is he on Raw at the moment, kind of thing?
So
I'll say Ziggler. But
Dolph Ziggler.
It looks like he may. It always looks like they're just about to push him though, so you never.
And then
know.
something will.
And then they stop. So.
I'll give it one more serious one. It'd be DiBiase. DiBiase Jr.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see him get.
They acted like they were gonna do it, and then just.
Yeah, pretty much. One person I'd like to see maybe in a few more matches that I haven't seen lately is Kurt Hawkins. I'd like to at least see him get a few more matches, maybe show up on SmackDown or something, just to be there. But that's I'll just pick one on that one. So that would be our answers for that. Next question is coming from Jamie saying, what would you say is the best pre-match promo WWE or TNA has ever produced? Example, Miz WrestleMania 27 or the CM Punk Money in the Bank promo for 2011.
I gotta say, maybe my opinion, for TNA, getting ready for like the Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle feud, like when they Kurt Angle first came in and they remember the headbutt heard around the world.
Yeah,
remember that. And I gotta say that's probably for TNA. That's for me.
Okay. Doug, Curtis, Jared.
I'm drawing a blank. I didn't even really hear the question.
It's what would you say is the best pre-match promo WWE or TNA has ever produced?
That's a pretty general question. Does it have to be in the ring or?
Yeah.
Just a pre-match promo. I don't know. It could, their
their
examples were
pre-matches, like before a match. It could be like a backstage like promo. It could be in the ring. Like it's pretty general.
Or with TNA,
it's
can
one
remember.
they've produced. So it was a produced one, like a.
Well, Tyler's wasn't produced. That was just in the ring.
That's true.
Oh, I'm still good with it.
I'm so confused over like us trying to figure it out.
Well, their examples are the Miz, like Hate Me Now promo for WrestleMania 27 before he went out and faced John Cena.
Oh, like the music video thing stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Or like the CM Punk Money in the Bank promo, like right before the match. It was like, "Can you hear me? Do I have your attention now?" and stuff like that.
Okay.
Sort of that one. I'd probably say for mine is maybe not necessarily the best, but
I understand the question now.
Probably not the best, but one of my favorites was HBK and Undertaker at WrestleMania 25. Whenever they had the light and the darkness, heaven and hell, that one was really good. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay.
That's about only. Yeah, I can't think of those. Yeah.
Or you can even say, I know we go back to these like all the time, like because we've been asked what's the best WrestleMania promos, what are blah blah blah. But Rock versus Austin, or maybe even Rock Hogan, something like that. They do really good jobs at doing.
The Ultimate Warrior had the best promos. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the violent Hulk Hogan,
Scott Steiner.
Yeah. So yeah, anything for you, Doug?
I got nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Jamie, for your question. Next on, we have Nathan saying, do you think Zack Ryder's push will continue?
I don't know if like a win over Cole like means he's being pushed, but yeah, I mean,
a win's a win, and the fact that it happened on Raw. So,
You know it.
You think he's going to be seen a little bit more on Raw, or do you think it was just sort of a one-time deal?
No, I think he's. I think he's going to be seen more.
Okay.
I'm going to go with yes.
Yes? Yeah.
He might be about a every other week type of appearance guy on Raw.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see it, but knowing WWE, it probably won't happen. But you never know. I'd like to. So I'm sort of, questioning that one, I guess you could say. Next question coming from Curtis. Not this Curtis, but a different Curtis. Why are we getting Kelly, Eve, Bella's shoved down our throats when the real wrestlers, Beth Phoenix, Natalya, Gail Kim, are nowhere to be seen? Are you sure
that's a good question? I don't think anybody knows that answer. Really, I mean that's kind of a hard one to answer.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it's wrong that they're keeping those girls down. And what's really bad is TNA to me has got the best women workers on their roster compared to WWE's, and they only got really 4 that I could think of, And if you bring in Tara back, you bring in Mickie James, you bring in, believe it or not, even Tracy Brooke isn't really that bad of a worker. I mean, she was working before,
Winter,
and Angelina Love, Velvet Sky. She's like Kelly and all them other ones.
Madison Rain.
Madison Rain, she's another one that goes in that category with Kelly and even all the others. Even ODB, I mean, believe it or not, she is a good worker. I mean, she can work. Jacqueline's starting to, for some reason, come out of hiding for, I guess,
whatever reason,
rent money or something. But that's nobody's going to be able to answer that question because nobody knows why they're keeping or why they're shoving them down. It's probably because.
Well, I think it goes back to
12-year-old kids really love them, and they got their.
Let's bring them into puberty, and
I
think it kind of goes back to the writers. Wrestling fans would book the actual wrestlers, whereas people are like, oh, let's do this.
I mean, there are other places to see hot women, like let the ladies
strip clubs,
wrestle. Wrestle.
So yeah, definitely. Thank you.
I mean, I was kind of shocked when they, believe it or not, when they signed
Kong.
Of course, I was really hoping. I had high hopes for that because she is totally opposite of what they put on TV. But
and now she's knocked up.
Yes.
Not gonna see her for a while.
Tripp's totally botched his first 2 hirings.
Sin Cara and now Karma. And Sin Cara actually said in a recent interview, he was like, I don't know why they suspended me. They haven't told me anything.
What I read was how we were talking about last week about why it happened. He failed in June and they just now suspended him. Well, sounds like what happened is he was taking injections into his knee, which probably had steroids in it, and they gave him time to like get either he never gave them like doctors like notes or like
Roids is legal in Mexico, so
and they said he did say that he took it in Mexico,
right?
So we'll have to see how it all plays out. He
specifically stated it was like under the care of a doctor, though.
Yeah. But so thank you for that question. Moving on, we have one from our guest from last week, that being Coach Stark, saying, who will Alberto Del Rio challenge for the belt when he cashes in? Would that be, like, if he were to cash in maybe, say, Monday, next Monday, would it be against Cena or Punk?
Like the Coach Stark?
The one who was here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach Stark.
Mountaintop.
But, I mean, who would you prefer to cash in on?
Is it like a preference thing or like storyline-wise? What makes sense?
Maybe storyline. We'll go storyline. Yeah.
Because preference, you'd want to see Punk and Danielson.
Well, yeah.
Or Del Rio. Yeah. But Danielson and Punk would be over for any smart, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you were going to go with the storyline of saying, oh, I'm going for the real champion, he would go after Punk. But if he was just going to go,
that's not like,
cash in on a weak
about,
opportunity.
Like Del Rio's character, why does he care about the real
champion?
And he wants the legit belt.
Yeah. I mean, well, Punk has the legit belt, and Cena has the, let's just give him another one. So
it's not recognized by the company.
Exactly. So if he were to cash in on Cena, win that, would it be considered a loss?
He's a paper champ.
He doesn't need to cash in on.
Well, I'm just saying, if you were to.
Says if you want a title shot, come to Chicago.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm going to Chicago to challenge.
Coach Stark keep confusing me. Again, this is like the second.
He's good at stuff like that. Bear Graph. No. Next, moving on. Primetime asking, what was the best backstabbing and joining of a partner or faction in wrestling?
Well, I mean, you got all your typical like legendary ones, like Shawn Michaels turn on Jannetty, shoving his head.
I was about to say that.
You got the Hogan, like the big Hogan heel turn, join the NWO.
Mm-hmm.
You got like Wyndham turning on Luger to join the Four Horsemen.
Stone Cold turn on WWE to go to the
WCW, yeah.
That didn't work. That was stupid. That was horribly written right there.
Yeah.
No. Man, that's a tough one.
I mean, you could also say.
I'm gonna go with the Wyndham one, just because I like when they cut to him. He just did the.
Yeah. Okay.
Sting leaving the main event Mafia. No. I was joking.
No one outside of this room even knows that happened.
I have to think about that one.
I mean, you could even say, like Triple H and Evolution turning on Randy Orton right after he won championship. I mean, that was a pretty good feud that they had going after that. But I don't know. Anything?
Savage. And they broke up the Mega Powers. Him and Hogan.
Okay. Very good. All right. Thank you, Primetime. You want to do joining a faction? Best
faction to me was going to be DX.
Yeah.
I mean, that
the
was...
best joining of a faction?
Yeah.
That, to me, would
like
be
the biggest
best.
moment when they became a faction, I guess.
I'd have to say DX was probably they over the top, something totally different during that era. And, NWO was cool, but not as cool as those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, when you show up to your competition show and you're out there chanting with the crowd and, that to me was great. That was a classic moment.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think? Yes? No? Anything?
I thought you were going to do
yes. Okay, I'd say yes.
Tyler's just full of information today.
Yeah, no.
He's tired. He needs to go into hibernation. Get a little rest. So thank you very much, Primetime, for that commercial. Question, not commercial. Wow, I'm dumb.
Thank you for the commercial.
Moving on, next we have Sheena saying, which new and old school wrestler would you like to see face each other? That would be kind of interesting. Take some from the past. I'm just looking in general.
Dragon versus Dragon.
Which Dragon?
Bryan Danielson versus Ricky Steamboat.
That'd be good.
Oh,
that's a good
that
one.
would be good.
That's good. That's good.
Very nice.
I thought you were talking about Ultimo Dragon there for a second.
Dragon versus Ultimate Dragon.
That would be good. God, That one's probably the best one I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to change the rules and go with a triple threat. I want to say Dynamite Kid versus Chris Benoit versus Davey Richards, just because everyone always crapped on Benoit saying he was a Dynamite Kid clone, and Davey always gets crapped on for saying he's a Dynamite Kid and a Chris Benoit clone. So stack them all up in the ring and see.
That'd be very good. Jared, you got any?
I don't know. I think as far as there's certain ones that we've already kind of seen. I mean, if you can, not old school, but ones that have been in a long time, like even Triple H working Sheamus.
Yeah.
They're pretty comparable to each other, maybe because one worked with the other.
Mm-hmm.
But, that's kind of the same match in itself with guys that are already in it. And, I don't know.
Okay. Not too bad. I think Tyler probably wins that one as far as.
If I had to go like old school and old school, I would probably go Sting and Taker maybe.
Yeah.
Because they're both kind of like that dark persona that they kind of carry along with them and with their gimmicks. That would be kind of cool.
Well, Sting's now kind of adopting the Joker gimmick.
Yeah, and it's way better. I mean, not as cool as the blonde hair and the cool jackets and not as cool as that, but a lot better than the Crow ripoff thing that he's been doing for the last 20 years or whatever.
Yeah, 15-something years. So, all right, thank you, Sheena, for that question. To submit your questions, go to WNS Podcast on Facebook, or we have some more questions from WNS Video. That's our YouTube account. Bad Boy K3 asks, "What do you
snap?
What do you think is in store for Daniel Bryan now that he's the Money in the Bank winner? Will he be the first to unsuccessfully cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase?"
Don't jinx it, man. Come on.
That's the funny thing. Whenever he won that, what did I say?
That's what we all three looked at each other and said, "Oh God, don't be the first guy to lose."
That's what's sad is that he probably will be the first one to not win it after, because I mean he's not as big of a star right now as Edge was or The Miz.
Well,
or
they could build him up.
whoever, But who's to say that they going to try to give him a run if he gets a big enough push? I think what really holds Daniel Bryan back is his charisma as far as his personality when he's on the mic or anything. He's more of a, I think they should just keep him kind of like Benoit was. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to do my business, and then if I have to talk, I'll talk as little as possible. But, I think that would suit him better than what they got him going now, I think.
Yeah.
And the only thing that makes me think about this the most is the little promo speech that John Cena cut on Vince McMahon when he was like, "Oh, if you're gonna fire me, you're gonna have to be able to pump up someone, hype up someone that big of a status in 8 months." And Vince didn't have the mic on him, but he was mouthing the words, "I can do it, I can do it." So it is possible for them to build up Daniel Bryan, whatever. Daniel Bryan Danielson.
They have him on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean they could build him up. They could build him up that big, to go and be successful at WrestleMania. I'd like for it to happen, but I guess we'll just have to see as we get closer to WrestleMania how his push is gone. So thank you very much for that that question. Why do I keep doing that? That's 2 now. Our final question of the night. Thankfully, what? Oh, it's not. I forget. Man, goodness. Okay, next question from VMA's Evolution, asking, in your opinion, what previous or current world champion did not deserve the title, and who should have won the world title that has never had it?
Luger should have never won any title. I mean, that's just a guy. Even
tag?
Even tag. I mean, I don't think Luger was deserving of anything, really. I mean, you read anybody's book, whether it's Bobby Heenan's or Ric Flair's or anybody that's got an autobiography, they're going to tell you Luger should have never been put in the position he was put in. I mean, that was...
But he was the total package.
No, not really. I mean, like I said, I don't think he should ever had that chance to be the face of a company, to hold something that's supposed to be so prestigious to, that company or whoever it may be, was it WCW or WWE whatever you want to call it back then. But as far as somebody that deserved it more than anybody,
Piper?
Either Piper or Roberts. I think Roberts back in his day was the best at what he did. His promos were the best ones I think anybody.
He's kind of almost like the blueprint for like a whole like generations of guys after him that have that same kind of outsider like gimmick character.
Yeah.
I can remember reading or watching a video or something, and they were talking about Jake Roberts, and they said you never knew if you were talking to Jake Roberts the person or Jake Roberts the character, because they didn't know which one you were getting because he always kept that same look. And I think he should have, at least had a chance to make a run at it or even carry the title at that, back in that day.
Yeah. Okay. So, Doug, you said Piper?
I'll say Piper.
Okay. What about someone who has it or who has had a championship who shouldn't have won it?
David Arquette.
Yeah.
That's like obvious.
That is the obvious one. That's the only one.
All right. How about for Tyler? Who would you have liked to have seen win?
Wow. This is, I guess, for the main title. I guess this is obvious to Jerry Lawler.
Okay. Yeah, Jerry Lawler could have won one. Maybe William Regal. Did he? I don't think he ever won one of the majors.
He never had the big one. Him and Finlay both.
Yeah.
Like Finlay and Regal get no respect. I mean, they get respect within the business because people know like how awesome they are. But to casual fans, neither of those guys get the respect that they probably should. Yeah. They're both phenomenal workers.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, VMAs, for that question. Our last one. This is the last one, right? Okay. It's coming from Testicle93. Balls. Asking, what are the best and worst theme songs in WWE right now, and what are the best of all time? Now, I'll just let y'all chime in whenever y'all want.
I'll still Cult of Personality. I'll go ahead and say it.
Cult of Personality?
Wow. For best?
Is that for the best or the worst?
I'll say best.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Man, the worst.
What about the worst?
Give me a minute.
William Regal's American Man or whatever it was?
I don't know. I'm going to say probably the best.
Are we going? It's current, though, right? Current.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Current WWE.
Current WWE. I like Orton's as the best. To me, I like Randy Orton's theme song. Voices. I think that's the best. It really fits his persona that he portrays.
This one was kind of current. It was Cody Rhodes' last theme song before he went to the one with the mask.
Yeah, the dashing theme.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one.
Okay. I liked Zack Ryder's Radio. I also like Dolph Zigglers' Perfection. CM Punk's This Fire Burns. That's probably my favorite.
Or the mix. Well, it's not. I just want to mention the mix of the Nexus and CM Punk. So
yeah, that one was really good.
Check that out if y'all get a chance.
So, okay. What about some of the worst themes? What would y'all say? It's just, it crunches your brain.
Yeah, but if it wasn't right now, I could probably list stuff like the best or the best and worst right now.
Okay.
But
if we were just shooting the shit, we'd be like, oh, this, and this.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can try and do that for the next coming weeks or so. We are gonna still plan on doing that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What we're planning on doing is having sort of a top 5.
Top 5 for the month. Who's been having a
top 5 of the month? Okay, we can do top 5 superstars, and then maybe top 5 entrance themes or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That was a lot though. Interesting.
Well, we can try. Well, there are a lot of entrance themes. Well, we can add TNA or something if you'd like. That's one way.
Shark Boys is the best.
Whoa. That's what it's called. It's not what it's Impact Wrestling.
Oh yeah.
But their bells still say TNA.
Ah.
Very interesting how they do that. So, all right. Well, to submit your questions, go to YouTube, WNS Video, or Facebook, WNS Podcast. Check us out also at WrestlingNewsSource.com, iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source. Tyler?
Twitter. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at WNS Podcast. What, you want to say it?
No, I think I need to quit hating on the Twitter.
I don't hate it. Just
totally hate Twitter.
Y'all treat it like the stepchild of your social
It is
media.
the stepchild. Twitter is
You
evil.
have to, like, embrace the power.
No, I refuse.
And for the
I
main
will not
page,
hashtag anything,
WN
Doug.
Source.
I will not hashtag anything.
Hashtag your face.
You guys want to plug y'all show? Y'all's got one coming up.
Yeah, we got one this Saturday, July 30th. Gulf Coast Power Pro Wrestling is back in action in Port Neches at the National Guard Armory.
There you go.
Doors open at 7:30, bell time at 8. It's the best thing you're going to see in this area.
Southeast Texas, Southwest Louisiana.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a wrestling fan and wherever you live, whether it's the United States or Europe, Asia, Africa, whatever, if they have a promotion that you can go to it. Support your independent wrestling promotions.
Absolutely.
They're really worth it. You'll have the best time of your life there. I mean, I've had fans for 9 years now, and they come to the first one, and then I have people that'll work around, get their schedule work to, when's y'all's next show? Okay, I'm going to take off work that day.
Very nice.
Or I'm going to get my schedule switched so I can make it at that show.
Yeah. And
So-
you'll have fan interactions with some of the
Oh
wrestlers.
yeah, the guys come out, guys and gals now come out, sign autographs with all the fans, take pictures. Man, we got a really great show this coming weekend.
You want to run down the card, maybe?
Yeah, I was fixing to.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks, cousin Doug.
Jesus.
For those that if you haven't seen some of the videos on our website, which is www.gcppw.com, Jason Silver will be in action taking on Gustavo Mendoza. If you haven't seen Jason Silver, he's been a great addition to our roster. Good high flyer, solid worker all the way around. Also got I'm drawing a blank on my own show here. I know it's horrible. I've been trying to think. I've had to make some changes to the card, but
Irish Mike and Jay Wayne.
I got.
I'm plugging you, man. Come on.
I got Rockstar Robbie Gilmore taking on the old school grappler, which ought to be kind of interesting, being new school versus old school type feel. Women's match, I got Jenna Leese, the beautiful Jenna Leese, taking on Kelly Kevin. If you haven't seen a picture of this guy, go check us out at our website or on our Facebook account, and you can see the poster of Kelly Kevin.
He's hot.
Or is it she's hot? Something like that.
Dude looks like a lady.
There you go.
So there you go.
We also got Ruthless Ryan Davison taking on Mr. Right Now, Chaz Taylor, which will be a battle of the heavyweights. So that ought to be a very hard-hitting type match. Just signed today, or just really found out today, that we're going to have a career versus title match. Zinzin's putting his career on the line versus the Gulf Coast heavyweight champion, Max Muscles. So that ought to be very interesting if you've never seen Zinzin versus Max before. You never know what you're going to get with those two, but
It'll be interesting. Needless to
definitely going to be entertaining, to say the least. And the big main event is a big 6-man, no DQ tag team match. It will be the IRA, the Irish Rebellious Americans, and Vincent Chase taking on Cruiserweight champion Avarice and the Gulf Coast Tag Team champions, the Rough Riders. And both titles will be on the line in that match, so it's going to be interesting to see.
shake things up a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to shake things up.
And Jay,
course-
you need to tell Irish Mike, if you're gonna tell the people to stand up and applaud you, and they do, don't have him say sit down and shut up. That was completely uncalled for, and
Sounds
it hurt
familiar.
my feelings. And he was mean to
Just
me.
keeping you in check. Just you got to listen
mean to me.
to everything. So
I didn't know what you wanted me to do.
Once you get up, then sit down.
Of course, when you're dealing with Vincent Chase and the IRA, you still got to deal with Richard Cranium and
Yeah,
the
jerk.
lovely Vanity Valentine as well.
There you go. Well, best of luck to you guys. Hope you put on a great show. I know we'll more than likely be in attendance.
Well, that's good to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cousin Doug, you gonna be there?
I'm always there.
Oh, are you? Okay. Just checking. Oh, also, real quick, I'm running a special right now through our website only. If you go to our website, click buy ticket, you can get tickets for $5. No matter if it's adult, kids, whatever. The sale will end Friday. So if you haven't got your ticket and you want to get it cheap, go to the website, www.gcppw.com, and you can get your tickets there. You can also check us out on Facebook, Facebook.com/Gulf Coast Power Pro Wrestling LLC, and even on Twitter at GCPPW Office.
Yeah, about that.
That's for you, Danny.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. So we're getting in free, right?
Only if you join up Twitter and you follow us, you can.
You got a hashtag. GC.
I'm not hashtagging anything. It's ridiculous. I hate Twitter.
You believe it or not, I don't even get on that Twitter account that much. I mean, I do.
Dude,
but it's like I still don't. I don't even understand it.
We don't use it at all.
I don't even understand it. So like,
follow us because I don't use it.
I have to have like somebody else has to like keep up with it because I keep up with the website and the Facebook and I do enough. I can't keep up with Twitter and MySpace and yada 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 and all that other good stuff. So
very nice. Well, thank you very much for being on our show. We certainly
Thanks
do
for
appreciate it. Yay! Okay.
Giggity.
Yes, definitely. Giggity, 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 giggity. So for the podcast crew, I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
I love it. And we will catch you all next week.